Fetch.ai is bringing artificial intelligence to the masses on a decentralized platform. And I've also got BitBoy with me, a YouTuber, podcaster, crypto enthusiast. So we're just going to chat a little bit about the industry and where things are. And it's been quite a year for crypto. I feel like, of course, we had record highs a couple of times. We have seen it, I feel like, become more mainstream with NFTs and things like that. I mean, Humayun, CEO of Fetch, do you want to talk a little bit about how you see this industry right now, and then we'll go to BitBoy?
Yeah, it's great to be here, and it's great to have BitBoy here, which is they have been we've been liked by BitBoy for quite a while now, so it's always a pleasure to be here with you, Ben. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And so yes, the market is crazy. The market is crazy, but in a good way, I think, because we are seeing a lot of adoption. I think we're seeing an evolution. So this is kind of very evolutionary in the way we're going. So we're starting from always the financial and the trading, and we're starting to now move to the next stages of adoption, which is obviously we looked at NFTs coming across, which have actual value or purpose. And then we went into Metaverse, where you can actually start looking at different ways and different business models. So very exciting times. We feel, yes, prices are prices, but you have to kind of keep on building, which is what the premise crypto is built on. Mm-hmm. We just keep building and bringing new technology.
Yeah. And BitBoy, I feel like at the beginning of this year, Bitcoin was still kind of mysterious to people, and just crypto in general. But I feel like now more people are talking about it. More people are getting what's about. I don't know if it's an inflation story or what. I mean, how do you see it on the front lines?
Yeah, I definitely think there are a lot of people out there who have taken what we call the orange pill. That's what we call Bitcoin. It's the orange pill. It changed the way that you see things. There has definitely been an increased amount of interest and when prices go up, that's natural. But even with prices not, blowing us away that they blew away the increases in 2017, there is still a much higher interest in crypto today. And I think that's super fascinating. But what I would say is we still have this giant chasm that exists between in the knowledge gap and the learning curve between people that are interested in crypto and those that don't really care or don't really understand that this is the new technology that's taking over the world. I mean, it would kind of be like going back to 2007 over the summer and trying to explain like iPhones to people. Like the iPhone was out. It was brand new, but people were like, I don't care about a touch screen. I don't need to learn how to use this. But it would only be 10 years and basically everybody would have a smartphone and you would be forced to use them. And that's where we're at with crypto. Same thing with the internet, of course. You go talk to a business in 1993 and you're like, this internet thing, you kind of need a website. And they'd be like, no, we do traditional, we're brick and mortar. Well, that business is dead today if it didn't adopt, or didn't, evolve into an internet, having an internet presence. So same thing with crypto. We got a lot of people that are still in that camp of they don't know, they don't understand, they don't care. But those people will be forced to come, forced to come to the, where they have to do crypto, adoption as it goes more mainstream.
Yeah. Well, and you have, speaking with Fetch and Humayun, I mean, that company has piqued your interest a little bit. I mean, can you talk a little bit about what you like about Fetch?
Yeah, well, Fetch has been a project that's been building for a long time and has been constantly making updates and moving forward, where a lot of the projects that launched around the same time that they launched, they're gone. They're dead. A lot of AI projects specifically. AI was really one of these buzzwords back in 2017. I mean, we had Matrix AI was one. A lot of people remember. I think it's still around and kicking, but just barely. A lot of AI projects, try to take advantage of the hype around artificial intelligence, especially as, Sophia the robot was getting more popular, and as Elon Musk and all his work with AI and stuff like that. People were very interested, but then they didn't want to build anything. Like really the one of the fascinating things about the future of crypto is we know where we're going to. We know what adoption looks like. We know AI is going to take over, but having these projects to step up in the midterm and actually build the things and the protocols and the functionalities to get us to that future, that's where we're at right now. We feel like Fetch.ai definitely is one of those projects doing that.
Yeah. So let's talk about what you see for crypto. What's the next big thing, would you say, in this industry? Humayun, you want to go?
I think that's, again, we talked about natural progression. So if you look at what was happening 3 or 4 years ago, it was all just about Bitcoin. Then along came Ethereum, and suddenly we are actually building applications. And that trend is going to continue. I think what Ben was saying was, people need to build these solutions. So AI is coming to crypto, AI is coming to decentralization, but somebody has to build it. So what I see coming in the next few years is more interesting applications. It's not just about financial, it's also about how this world is going to evolve with this new technology, how we're going to become, again, decentralized is an overused word, but truly how this business is going to evolve and change, how money is going to change, and based on that, how our lives are going to change for interconnecting with peer-to-peer. That's going to become more and more important. I mean, this pandemic has taught us something, which is, it's not just about centralized companies. There's other ways to go out in the market, build new marketplaces, build new business models, which are going to thrive over the next 10, 15 years. And that really is what Fetch is trying to do. We're trying to build those tools. We're trying to build those frameworks where people can use these new technologies in real world business applications.
Yeah, well, and I just feel like it really makes everything more efficient. As you mentioned, I mean, there's a lot of waste in the economy right now. And I feel like AI, blockchain can kind of eliminate some of that and just make all our lives a little easier. So what about the metaverse? BitBoy, that was another term that popped up in 2021. I mean, I know it's been around for a long time, but especially when Facebook renamed the company, how do you see that evolving next year?
Well, I mean, you asked, what was the next big thing in blockchain? What was the next big thing in crypto? I mean, that's it. It's Metaverse. I believe this is going to go down as, it's one of the biggest inventions or creations or, environments, ecosystems, however you want to put it, that we'll see in the connected world. I think we're going to look back in the future. We're going to look at internet, then we're going to look at blockchain, and then Metaverse is going to be seen as its own thing, kind of like social media is its own thing, because Metaverse is definitely, if you think about it, it's the purest application of the intention of social media, right? Social media, we had Facebook, it popped up out of nowhere. I mean, of course, you had MySpace or whatever, but when Facebook came up, it was like, oh my gosh, like I can be connected to all these people. And so really the first evolution of social media was reconnecting with people that you had missed over the years or people you went to high school with. And we went through about a 5 to 10 year phase of that, but then everybody was already pretty much connected after that. Mm-hmm. But the way the kids grow up today, they're all already connected the whole time. And I think the metaverse is the way that they will do social media in the future. You're not putting a post, you're talking to someone. Yeah. You're literally walking up to their avatar and just by judging from their avatar, you're going to know what kind of person they are, what they're into. They're going to have, a whole gallery of NFTs. You're going to be like, oh, you got an NFT from this game. I know you're a gamer. You got an NFT from this sports team. I know you like sports. So I think metaverse, at the extent to which we're all living in it in the future, I'm not 100% sure about that, but it is the next big thing for sure. Yeah,
no, I mean, I'm actually kind of looking forward to being in the metaverse. I just don't want it to rule anybody's life. I still like real life. So
I do too.
Yeah. Humayun, what do you think about this? How can people make money in the metaverse?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting that yes, it will start as a social media, but don't forget how social media enables other things, right? So you're looking at social media, and there is e-commerce which comes out of social media. For example, you look at Twitter. It's used for most businesses. If you look at Facebook, small businesses are connecting with each other and actually exchanging economic value. And that's what Metaverse is moving towards, or will move towards, because it's not just about how you're represented in a social media kind of framework, but also you could actually bring in multiple economic values on Metaverse. So you could be transacting with different, for example, hotels, or you could be transacting with, resorts where you could actually see what the resort looks like. You can actually interact with it, and you can actually do the business on Metaverse. And that's really when it starts to kick off, and that's when the value starts to come in.
Oh, that's a really interesting application. I had thought about that. So, okay, so final question for both of you. Just looking ahead, what can we expect in 2022 in this space? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think in 2022, I mean, we definitely can expect more gaming, more NFTs, more Metaverse. I'm not sure if we're going to see like a true revival of DeFi, but DeFi definitely is a future application coming for crypto as well. I definitely think 2022 is going to be a very interesting year, because a lot of us thought that this bull run would be over by the end of 2021, and it's a question. Are we in a bear market? Are we in a bull market still? We don't really know. So I kind of think 2022, we're going to see a portion of it where things are still real exciting. And then we're going to see a portion of it where, things don't seem as exciting as prices drop down and attention starts to go away a little bit.
I remember some predictions were Bitcoin 100,000 by the end of the year. Yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to get there. So.
I thought it was going to get there. So I still do think it'll get there. Maybe just not that quick.
Run up over the next couple of weeks. I'd love to see it. But Humayun, your thoughts on 20?
Yeah, I'm going to stay out of the price conversation, because I probably never get it right, and not many people do. What I feel next year is going to be really interesting is these new applications, because Fetch is bringing some new things which we're going to release early in the new year, which will really change the way we operate. Not just in the metaverse, but in the real world, because you're bringing true decentralization. So we're going to be launching a truly decentralized social media on our platform, which community is building. We're going to be releasing these ride-hailing type kind of applications, which exists right now, but then they will then become very onboardable on Metaverse. So I agree with BitBoy's prediction about Metaverse, and I think once you start transforming these real-world applications in a way that you can actually transport them into Metaverse, that's a very powerful combination, which we will see. It might obviously not be just 22, but 23. But yes, I think that's the trend we're going to see.
I still feel like more people need to have the VR goggles and, to really get involved in it. And then, that may happen. They're making the goggles lighter and sleeker and all that. So I think
you can just be glasses. We're wearing glasses.
Right.
So
They'll just be normal glasses.
I am.
Thank you so much for coming. Always so interesting, Humayun and BitBoy. Look forward to the new year and your thoughts as we see what happens.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.